Are you serious? Are you serious? Fukushima, Japan, radiation, radioactive. It really, really is, folks, and it's not getting better. And everybody keeps kicking this can down the road. I guess they're waiting for the 2020 Olympics when everything's just going to be fine. And it's not fine. Matter of fact, the disposal of low-level radioactive waste from Fukushima crisis has truly begun. Decontamination crews begin the process of disposing the low-level radioactive waste from Fukushima disaster at the disposal sites, and it doesn't look good. They don't know what to do with it all. There's so much. It's incredible. Matter of fact, it's out of control. Japan still is at a stalemate as Fukushima's radioactive water grows by 150 tons a day. They're storing it up in these hazardous tanks. What do you do with it? They don't know what to do, and now they want to just take it way into the Atlantic Ocean, and they want to Pacific Ocean, and they want to dump it there, as if that will help it go away. But it won't help it go away, folks. And the cancer rates in Fukushima, Japan, off the charts. We're talking about a sad situation. You see, 6 years ago, more than 6 years ago, we know that major earthquake on 3/11/11 hit Fukushima, Japan area. And then the tsunami that followed. This massive quake of 9.0 shook the ground of Tokyo for over 6 minutes and then brought a massive tsunami inland 6 miles, leaving 6 nuclear reactors in meltdown mode. The tsunami overwhelmed the Fukushima, the #1 nuclear power plant of Japan, and has yet to reach a consensus now on what to do with the millions and millions of tons of radioactive water stored on site in around 900 large, densely packed tanks that could spill should another major quake or tsunami strike. The stalemate is rooted in a fundamental conflict between science and human nature. Experts advising the government have urged a gradual release of this water to the Pacific Ocean. Treatment has removed all the radioactive elements except the tritium, they say, which they say is safe in small amounts. Conversely, if the tanks break, their contents could slosh out in an uncontrollable way and do greater harm to the environment and to the people of that area, certainly. Local fishermen are balking, saying, don't you dare do this. The water, no matter how clean, has a dirty image for consumers. And despite repeated tests showing some types of fish caught off Fukushima safe to eat, nobody believes it. Diners remain very hesitant. The fishermen fear any release would sound the death call for their already fragile recovery of their fishing industry. People would shun the Fukushima fish as soon as the water's released. And so the guys that are fishing out there with the nets are saying, you can't do this, you can't do this. Guys, let's face it, it is dangerous to release this unbelievable amount of radioactive water. On March 11, 2011, that 9.0 magnitude earthquake hit offshore, triggered a tsunami that killed over 18,000 people along the coast. The quake had massive flooding, knocked out power for the cooling systems of the Fukushima nuclear power plant. And 3 of the 6 reactors were in complete meltdown, and the other 3 are in partial meltdown. Radiation spewed into the air with that plume of a cloud, and the highly contaminated water ran into the Pacific Ocean and into the groundwater. Today, only about half of the region's 1,000 fishermen even go out to fish, and just twice a week because of the reduced demand. They participate in a fish testing program. Lab technicians mince fish samples and pack them in a cup for inspection and record the details such as who caught the fish and where. They package the fish sold at the supermarkets carrying official safe stickers on them. But only 3 kinds of fish ever passed the test when the experiment first began in mid-2012. But over time, now they say the number of fish that can pass the test of low levels of radiation is now about 100 different types of fish. But folks, I'm just telling you, it's a mess. The amount of loss of life in the sea, it's like wormwood. It's like a biblical wormwood. And the cancer rates among children over 6,000 times higher than before the earthquake happened. Thyroid cancer off the charts. Long-range medical health for the people of the Fukushima area. Not the prognosis, not good. And there's no other way around this. It's still in meltdown. We're still in meltdown. So we need to pray for the people of Japan and realize, folks, that we have a lot of these nuclear power plants sitting on the ring of fire all over the world, and the worst of the earthquakes are yet to come according to biblical prophecy. You know, Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives when the disciples came to him and said, "Can you tell us a sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" And Jesus said, "Well, there shall be false Christ and false prophets shall rise. They shall deceive many. Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass. The end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines, there will be pestilence, earthquakes in divers places, and all of these the beginning of sorrows. And there will be great persecution that will come upon Christians, of course, in the last days. But as we watch the earthquakes and the results of the tsunamis and the nuclear meltdown, we're in a different world now. We're in the last days. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time. Are you seriously? Something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. You want to be ready. He's on his way.